Okay, so I'm gonna shoot. It's windy and I'll try to talk loud. I've got some 308 ammo here that I'm gonna shoot through my Delton or DTI AR-10, and then I've got some different varieties of the 7.62 NATO, 7.62x51 ammo. Some people call it ball ammo. So I'll just a little bit about the gun. I was looking on the gun, and the chamber down here on the end of the barrel says it's a 1 in 10 twist. It says 7.62x51 NATO 1-10. So I'm not sure if that means that there is a Winchester chamber in here. So the big difference is 308 Winchester loads have a little bit higher pressure rating than these. These are a little bit higher velocity. These are a little lower velocity. And there's some case differences, but it's in 2020, I bought this gun in 2019. I haven't done anything to it except for furniture wise. I bought it as a complete rifle. I've built a lot of AR-15s, but I didn't have a lot of experience building an AR-10. I know it's not any harder, but there's some differences in the barrel nut and things like that, DPMS versus AR-10, whatever. So basically what I bought was, to avoid all that, I just bought a complete gun, a complete AR-10. And then I changed the handguard out, I changed the gas block, and I changed the muzzle device, took the bird cage off. It was set up just like a cheap plastic, whatever. I put a LaRue buttstock, a LaRue pistol grip, and I haven't done anything to the trigger. It's got a horrible trigger in it. And it doesn't have the best scope for shooting tight groups. It's got a heavy duplex, 3.5 to 10 by 50 Leupold on it. I haven't shot the gun a whole lot other than just test firing it after I put the free floated handguard on it. And I don't even, to be honest, I don't remember what the accuracy was like on it. So we're gonna reshoot it today and find out. I've got pigs are just eating me alive. I'm trying to keep corn out for the deer, even though the season's, pretty much coming to a close, and pigs will not leave it alone. So we might have to do some pig hunting. I'm shooting at 110 yards, same spot I was shooting from when I was shooting my AR-15, or not, I'm sorry, my Thompson Center 223, my varmint rifle. It's springtime. I'm just trying to get everything sighted in, checking the zero on stuff. And if the pigs are gonna keep on, we're gonna, aside from having some coyote hunts, we're gonna have a pig hunt too. But anyways, I'll get started. Just to make sure it's on paper, I'll probably shoot the cheaper stuff first, which there's not that much of a price difference. I can get some of these for a little over $1 a round, and it doesn't come out to much different. These are just barely over $1 a round. So some of this stuff, the price is not that much different. This is about $34 a box. This is actually $33 a box. And then this is in the high 20s. And I don't remember, I haven't seen this in forever. But actually I might shoot this first. This gets tight and doesn't always want to eject from my bolt gun. And I had the same problem with some HSM ammunition that I had back in the day. But this is a round, kind of a round nose, 150 grain. But anyways, we're gonna shoot some groups, see what it likes, what it doesn't like. I would imagine it's going to favor something like this, just because this is very consistent. But we'll see. Get some hearing protection on, and I'm not gonna sit here and video me just shooting. What we're gonna do is, and this gun's very loud, taking that bird cage off and putting an actual comp style on the end has made it super loud. So, I'm gonna shoot a couple and just see where we're at. And just so you can see, this is kind of how I was shooting the other day. I've got one elbow on the truck and kind of my hand just supporting the, these are gonna mess with me getting down on it. So here we go, we're shooting some, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do to catch my brass. My brass is fixing to just take off into nowhere and I really wanna keep it. We'll see, maybe it'll throw it back here. Make sure we're on 10 power here. That's pretty terrible. Not gonna lie. But anyways, so you can see we're gonna go through here, shoot some groups, and I'll check back with you. Well, no surprises. No surprises at all. I'm wondering about this one. This is the Federal Fusion. I'm wondering about that one. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the Federal Blue Box. That's the Fusion right there. Man. And then of course, there's 175 gold medal mag. They barely fit in this magazine. I mean, they're like, there's a standard length, I'm sure, overall, you know, overall length, but they just barely fit in there. But man, for a heavy crosshair 3x9, I mean, they're like, I'll be able to, I'm gonna try to stock up on that because my bolt gun shoots it good, but I'll be able to put a better scope on this and maybe have some fun shooting it off a bench or whatever. But ideally, in a perfect world, I'd love to put a night vision scope on this thing, ideally. But anyways, no, man, I knew that these were probably going to shoot a little bit better, and these have gotten so expensive. You know, these were shooting like crazy, this type of crap, and the same price ammo was shooting this type of stuff. You know, this is a little bit more, but right there, I mean, so I don't know, you know, keep some of this on hand for the zombie apocalypse or whatever, but I'm not gonna go buying 7.62 NATO stuff just because it's printed on the barrel or printed on a magazine, or because this is a quote, you know, military type of rifle. This gun, and again, it's a DTI Delton made in Elizabethtown, North Carolina. This was the cheapest gun that was going to be able to do what I wanted to do with it. There were some other guns similar priced, but they had a different different buttstock or something, or they had a different barrel or something. This gun is, for some reason, this gun weighs like a ton. I know it's got a buffer in here and the bolt carrier group and all that, and it has a medium to, in front of the gas block, it's like a varmint profile. This is like a sporter profile out here. But I mean, still, there's no explanation. This thing weighs twice as much as an AR-15. So it's not a real, just because it's shorter doesn't make it a hiking gun, a backpack gun or something like that, you know? But that being said, a lot of people hunt with these, and I got it so that I could dress it up a little bit and have an AR-10 that I didn't have much money in. And I hate to quote prices. I think I got this gun for $6.99, and then I put the stuff on it for another couple $100. So I'm gonna say, you know, without the optic, there's less than $1,000 in this setup. Under, you know, this is a $900 setup without the optic, and you can go any way you want on optics. If I were just going to shoot this, I could pull off these type of groups with probably an EOTech. I like the EOTech. If you can get one that's got the one MOA dot in the center, or a 2 MOA dot, you can hold about as fine as you can hold with these. These crosshairs look like 2x4s in there. They're I don't, you know, I ended up with this scope, long story, but I would never buy a fat crosshair scope. It covers up everything you're trying to shoot at. But no, you could, I mean, it's feasible to say that you could use this for like a home defense or something like that. Just, you know, put these in it. The bad thing is these are going to go through every wall in your house. I would love to know how many pieces of drywall one of these full metal jackets would go through. And that's the argument some people make towards using other things for home defense. But this is not a precision weapon like a bolt gun's going to be. There are some 308s that can pull off really, really amazing little groups and stuff like that. And I bet you if we did some better scope and really quality ammo, this gun will pull off just silly type of crazy groups for a gun that's got so many moving parts, and it almost like rattles, you know. It's but yeah, anyways, I probably wouldn't want to hunt with these anyways, but my curiosity got the better of me. I just wanted to know if it would actually group these very good, and it did not. So I'm gonna keep shooting 308 out of my 7.62x51 NATO stamp barrel. It fed flawlessly. I don't even know how much brass in my pocket. I picked up all I could. But no misfires, no failure to feed, no cycling issues, no nothing. And it threw them all in a little, probably 3-foot circle. So that tells me that it's not, you know, throwing one over here and one over here, or I'm having gas issues or pressure issues. It lets me know that the gun it likes what it's feeding, because it's just throwing them in a neat little pile. No matter what I fed through it, it just put them in a nice, neat little pile. And Delton's been around for a long time. This isn't a commercial for Delton ARs or anything like that, but there's a lot of options for AR-10, and you can spend as much money as you want to spend, all the way up to buying like a SCAR 17 or something like that. But if you just want to get something to go with your AR-15s, or get you know, get out to the range and just start plinking or whatever, it's sad that this stuff isn't cheaper. This should be probably half the price of this if we're going off of accuracy and usability. You know, because you can punch paper with this, and you can shoot animals with this, and you can whatever. This is kind of good for nothing. It doesn't particularly punch paper well, and it's not that much cheap. It's not cheaper. It's wash. So I don't know what they're doing with this stuff, or why they're trying to price it out of the market. But I'm not going to buy any more of it. I'm not going to, you know, go out and just like stock up on something that I was so amazed with the performance in or whatever. No, not happening. This 149 stuff is listed at $29.70. This is listed at $28.20. So I mean, really, I could sit here and just take all the reasons away from buying this stuff. But anyways, so, you know, I'm not saying go out and experiment with your gun or anything like that, but this is my gun. I'm doing this at my own risk. You know, I did some research of what would happen if I had seen any indication that it wasn't feeding or anything like that. I would have stopped. But I got no indication that you know, and I looked at some of the brass to see if there was anything funky happening or going on before I kept going. But like I said, do this, you know, at your own risk or whatever, and shoot it. Do it for yourself. Find out what your gun likes, because I mean, that's pretty much your responsibility if you're going to be hunting with it, hunting hogs or deer or anything like that, is to use something that's lethal, accurate, effective. Not saying this stuff isn't lethal, but it's not nearly as accurate, and it's not going to deform and give you what you want out of a hunting bullet, you know, when it's hitting bone and skin and going through vitals and stuff like that. This is more than likely going to zip through them, whereas this is going to provide a lot of shock and knockdown power, and it's going to mushroom. Also, it's going to fragment, and those little fragments going in there are going to shred everything that they go through. Pieces of copper jacket. You know, I've found big pieces of copper jacket before that have cut the diaphragm while the main part of the bullet went into the lungs. Pieces of shards went off everywhere and cut all kinds of other vitals. So ballistic tip bullets, hollow point bullets, lead tip bullets, those are all hunting type bullets. Full metal jacket bullets are junk for me. I mean, unless you're, I don't know, I can't see a benefit to shooting them. I don't know that we should be shooting animals with them, but I mean, hey, it probably, if you got a whole bunch of it and you bought it back when it was cheap, this stuff, it might make more sense if it was $10 a box of 20, but it doesn't make any sense at $23 a box, and this is 25. This makes no sense anymore. So anyways, that's all. When I get back, I'll measure some of these, and I'll put some final measurements on the group sizes up there just for FYI. Okay, so back home, got a chance to measure them and look up some of the velocities. And I already talked about this, so I'll go pretty quick. For Federal 149 grain full metal jacket, there we shot a 2.2 inch group, and these are 3-shot groups. So I did like a, you know, a circular type of average. The American Eagle, which I suspect is the same, shot a 2.5 inch group. That could have just been me. They both list at 2790 feet per second, and I'm sure that's not measured out of a 16-inch AR. That's probably a 24-inch barrel or a 22-inch barrel. Winchester white box, it also says it's listed at 2790 feet per second. It shot a 3.1-inch group because it had this extreme outlier. It shot 2 pretty good, and then it had a whatever. So we could have done better, but no, this was the Federal right here. These 3 next to the Fusion. We'll get to that in a minute. So anyways, Winchester white box had a little outlier that gave it a 3.1 inch group. The Perfecta soft tip says made in Italy, but then on the back it says distributed by Tula Ammo USA Incorporated. So I could not find a feet per second on this. It's a 150 grain soft point, and it's kind of a real rounded looking soft point. Don't have a feet per second, but it shot a 1.8 inch group That's it right here, these three. The next one, the Federal Power Shock, it's listed at 2820. That's the blue box, 150 grain. It shot a 2.0 inch group. And I'm not happy with that because it was working on two in the same hole and then it kicked this one out. I'm not ready to give up and say that Fusion just shoots that much better. The Federal Fusion, it's quite a bit more. It's about $10 a box more than the blue Power Shock. It also lists at 2820 and it shot a 1 inch group. I've never heard anything but good stuff about Fusion, the 150s and the 180s out of 308. I don't know about the 165. I think they make it, but it's hard to find. And then last, the slowest, but the best group and probably the best consistency. I knew it was going to shoot good before I ever shot it, was the gold medal batch. And the barrel was smoking hot. I could fry an egg on the barrel. I didn't have, it was, for all purposes, it should have shot the worst, but, it didn't. My shoulder was getting a little bit pounded and I probably wasn't holding the same spot as I was on all the other ones or something, but for whatever reason, it shot the best. It shot a 0.75 inch group with a good scope, but not a precise scope. It's a Leupold VX3, 3.5 to 10 by 50, and it's got good glass, but dang, the freaking posts in the center are so broad and so heavy that whenever I put it over these dots, it covers the whole thing. It's bigger than this, so I don't know where I'm holding it here. But anyways, that was the short of it. The gold medal match says it's 2,600 feet per second. I don't know. But like I said, one of these days when I've got a chronograph, I probably should have one anyways to shoot my bows through and stuff like that. But really, speed doesn't matter to me, so I haven't ever put a priority on owning one. But yeah, that was what they came out to. The biggest group, the worst case scenario, 3 inch group. Best case scenario, 0.75 inch group. So, we're in the zone for hunting accuracy. But I don't know, 3 inches at 100, you're gonna miss a man-sized target at 400 yards. And you're not gonna make a lethal shot at 300 yards. So that puts you kind of out of the kill zone on a man-sized target. And whitetails and other pigs and stuff like that is probably even smaller than a man. But we're going for something like 1 inch, MOA to hunt with. And for the most part, the Fusion and the gold medal match offer that. So I'll probably be buying more Fusion and gold medal match to shoot out of that rifle. They both shoot good in my bolt gun. The blue stuff, the Power Shock, shoots great in my gun, this stuff right here. And I've killed a lot of stuff with this in my 308. So for plinking, this stuff. Trying to ring steel at 1,000, probably shoot this stuff. But we're not going to do that anytime soon. I'll post up some more videos. I'm just going to keep shooting throughout the spring until it gets too hot to shoot. I'm gonna make some more shooting videos and just going through ammo, trying to find what I should buy more of, what I should probably discard, or just put it up in some dry storage for a rainy day. But like I said earlier, when I was talking on my tailgate, no reason, if these are the same price, there's no reason to buy this one. Shoots worse performance on game animals, slower, list goes on. Just buy this crap and be done with it. So that's my AR-10. I talked some about how I put it together. Buying a basic rifle and kind of fancying it up a little bit was the route that I went. And I'm kind of doing the same thing with my bolt gun. I bought a real basic I bought a 20-inch threaded barrel, took it to a gunsmith, had it cut down to 16 inches. I'm in the process of looking for another stock to put it in and probably kind of upgrade the glass, upgrade the trigger, just started out with a real cheap gun and kind of building it up from there. And you can get good accuracy out of these cheap guns if you put good optics on them and shoot good ammunition. So, but anyways, thanks for watching.